Hi everybody, it's Leslie with a little short workshop on enthusiasm is the key to life, and enthusiasm is the key. And this time of year, there's lots of people depressed because of the winter all the time, can't get out and do things. It's kind of dull and gray out a lot of the time, so I just thought this might be a nice thing, especially as Easter coming up. As Easter's coming up, I feel this is a very uplifting little workshop here. And I'm going to be reading this to you, and Sue is going to be copying to you what I'm reading. Okay? Enthusiasm is so important. These are some steps that may help you pick up your enthusiasm. Look for interest and romance in the simplest things about you. Enlarge your view of your own God-given capacities within the limit, capabilities and capacities with the limit of humility. Develop a good option of yourself. A good opinion of yourself also, giving yourself many options. Diligently practice eliminating all dull, dead, unhealthy thoughts so that your mind may be freshened up and capable of developing enthusiasm. Daily affirm enthusiasm as you think it, talk it, and live it. You will have it. Practice daily relaxation to keep your mind and spirit from getting tired. Enthusiasm is a characteristic of the vigorously alert. Act enthusiastic, for as you act, you tend to be. Allow no sense of guilt to take the lackluster off your spirit. It's the greatest of all greatest of anything you can do is enthusiasm. Keep the creative channel open between God and yourself, remembering that enthusiasm is inthros, meaning God within. And that is so wonderful for you. And how to believe, how to go ahead, get ahead and believe is the next little lesson here. This little lessons and suggestions. How to believe. Believe. As you train your mind to believe, everything tends to move out of the area of impossible into that of possible. And always remember, it's like the word can't. Take the T off. What is it? It's can. And always never say can't, always say can, or I can't do it. But can't is not really a word for an enthusiastic person and believe person. Never compare yourself or your achievements with others, but make your comparisons only with yourself. A sign of mental health is to be glad when others achieve and to rejoice with them. Failure lies in not being naive enough to practice the power of faith. Make your life what you want it to be through belief in God and yourself. Start living by faith. Pray earnestly and humbly, and get into the habit of looking expectantly for the best. In other words, the glass is half full or the glass is half empty. Make the glass half full. Get the right terms in your life in God's view. Be sure your goals are spiritually sound. Think, believe, and visualize success. Think, believe, and visualize success over and over. Visualize what you want to be happening. Keep on believing as long as you live. Belief, imagination, and enthusiasm are the real keys to life to make it happen for you. And you can have life. You can have life. These are 8 rules to keeping your life vital. Admit that you want to feel wholly alive. Everyone does. Realize that life is full of overcoming of sorrow and trouble. Get outside yourself. Live in the present. And outside yourself is even a little volunteer work or being interested in other people, not just your own self-interest. Put animation into your daily work. And when I say that about taking interest in people, take an interest so that the people know you are really interested in them, not just going through the motions of what you should say. Seek inspiration in books, friends, music, art, and travel. Interest is a measure of aliveness. To know God is to live. Some people say you ask so many questions, but that means that you're interested in them. If you weren't interested, you wouldn't care. So that's it. Remember, through defeat, you're never defeated. And I'm making this a little bit longer than normal because though it may be that you think you are, remember, we do many things to alleviate the pains in our life. We have many habits. I have learned as growing older, I guess, and I hate to say that word, but as I grow, don't judge people. I mean, if people smoke, you don't like smoking. We all know, especially people over, say, 40, we know that it's not good for us. We know it could kill us. We know it could make lung cancer, but it is their choice and it's their life. Accept that. If they drink too much, it can make them very depressed. Drinking can make people very depressed. But why tell somebody they should quit drinking? It's their choice. It's their choice. They want to, they don't want to. If they want to be depressed, they have to wake up one day and say, I don't want to do this anymore. But that's their choice. So love them for who they are and help them. By the help of God, you can overcome your difficulties. Live a vital and victorious life. Never settle for less. You don't need to. And I know this might be very hard for you to pull yourself, if you're really down, out of the depths of being down. But ask God to help you. God can heal everything and anything that we need in His time, not our time. When the full strength potential within you is mustered, you have sufficient power to deal with any difficulty. Think big and powerful forces are released. Believe big. Faith and effort generate dynamic creative power. Pray big. God will grant you big things if you ask for them and are big enough to receive them. And always pray as if God has already given them to you. Act big. Only the biggest plans are really easy. With your pain and suffering, even as pain may be removed by faith, so it may be endured by faith. Hold a mental image of yourself healthy and vigorous. We all have heard of so many miracles of people who've been sick and who the Lord has healed with just the blink of an eye. Remember that God loves you and He wants to help you. Even as difficult it is, sometimes act as if there's no pain or as if you're not in pain. It's not all important what the condition of your body is. The important factor is the condition of your mind and soul. There's enormous power in the human spirit to rise above pain and suffering when the spirit is determined. You have the right to ask God to take away or reduce your pain. There are many prayer chains that help you. I happen to like Silent Unity. Their number is 800-NOW-PRAY. They will pray with you. They'll keep you on their prayer chain for 30 days. It's free, and it's very helpful. And they will pray 5 minutes at the very most, 2 or 3 minutes normally. And there's no charge for it. Complete giving to the self of God is the most effective way of gaining that inner peace and sense of divine love that takes away pain. And the last but not least is, and it goes with this, to cast off depression. Identify the symptoms of depression. Serious depression is sadness, slow reaction of mind and body, morbid and bitter self-criticism. Mild depression is discouragement, loneliness, discomfort, feelings of inferiority, getting no fun out of life. And then there's situational depression, which isn't here. But that's when life gets to a lot of people, and it seems like in this lifetime I see it all comes at once. It doesn't just come once in a while. If one thing happens, 2 or 3 other things happen. Remember, as you're hopeful, it'll help you. Look at things in a different way. Sometimes a suggestion someone said to me the other day was, be somebody but yourself for a week. Try and be somebody else for a week. Somebody you know that's happy and sees the glass half full. And know that nothing lasts forever. In the Bible it says, and this too will pass. Practice thought replacement. That can bring a transfusion to your spirit. Let's see what else we have here. I hope that this helps you. This is one, I'll read it, but it's something you may want to keep with you. You may want to print this off. Replace each weak thought with a strong one. Replace each negative thought with a positive one. Replace each hate thought with a loving one. Replace each gloomy thought with a lifted one. I hope this little series has helped you, this little video. I'd like to know about your comments, if it has or not, just as if I continue to do this. But do remember that God loves you and nothing lasts forever. Have a happy Easter. Bye-bye.